butcher stand, glowing with blue light. "Welcome, Obianuju," said a voice from the shadows. She shivered. "How do you know my name?" "We know every heart that walks in kindness," the butcher said, handing her a bag of meat. "How much?" she asked softly. "The price has already been paid." As she turned to leave, she heard it, the sound of drums, slow, heavy. Then came the whispers, hundreds of voices, calling her name. Obianuju, Obianuju. Faces rose from the dust, eyes that were not eyes. Shadows that remembered how to speak. In a quiet village called Umuk, where the palm trees whispered secrets to the wind, there lived a maiden named Obianuju. She was beautiful, not just in her face, but in her heart. If she saw an old woman struggling to lift her basket, she stopped to help. If a child cried by the stream, she dropped her own water pot to help him across. Everyone in the village called her NWA Oma, the good child. At home, she was treated like dust under the feet of those she loved. Her father, once kind, had fallen under the spell of his new wife, Nwani Ebiuf, a woman whose beauty hid a heart darker than midnight. Her daughter, Ngozi, followed in her mother's footsteps. Proud, lazy, cruel. They called Obianuju witch, accused her of killing her mother at birth, and made her do every chore in the house. At first, she complained. Then she learned silence, and in her silence, she found peace. Because outside her father's house, the world loved her. One afternoon, as she carried a heavy bundle of firewood from the forest, she saw an elderly woman struggling with her load. Without a thought, Obianuju dropped her firewood and ran to help. "Eneni, please, let me carry it for you," she said gently. Woman smiled in surprise. And that day, Obianuju carried the bag all the way to the woman's home. There, beside the forge fire, was the woman's son, Dike, the blacksmith. Strong, calm, and kind. He looked up from his hammering, and when his eyes met Obianuju's, something in his heart softened like iron in flame. Love needs no introduction. It speaks the language of the soul. Sarah, warmer tone. Dike came often after that. At the stream, at the market, he found excuses to see her. And soon, he went with his mother to ask for Obianuju's hand in marriage. But Nwani Ebiuf refused. "Over my dead body," she shouted. "My daughter Ngozi will marry Dike, not that witch." Obianuju's father said nothing. The charm on his heart blinded him still. But Dike was not a man to bow to wickedness. He went before the king and his council. When they heard how Obianuju was treated, the king's voice thundered across the palace. "A child who waters others must not die of thirst. Dike, prepare for your wedding. Obianuju is your bride." The village rejoiced. Women sang, men clapped, even the trees seemed to dance. But evil does not sleep easily. 3 nights before the wedding, Nwani Ebiuf called Obianuju into her hut. "You will go to Ikmil market and buy meat for soup," she said coldly. Obianuju froze. Everyone knew the stories of Ikmil, the market of spirits. The market no one visited after sundown. It was said that when the sun disappeared, ghosts came to trade their own wares. Shadows for souls, whispers for wealth. "But Mama," Obianuju whispered, "it's almost dark. Can't I go at dawn?" "Did you not hear me?" Nwani Ebiuf barked. "It's the meat from that market I want." Tears filled the girl's eyes. She bowed her head and obeyed. She took her basket, tied her wrapper tight, and stepped into the darkening forest. The path was silent. Even the crickets refused to sing. The moon followed her, half hidden behind clouds. When she reached the market, every stall was empty, except one. A butcher stand, glowing with blue light. "Welcome, Obianuju," said a voice from the shadows. She shivered. "How do you know my name?" "We know every heart that walks in kindness," the butcher said, handing her a bag of meat. "How much?" she asked softly. "The price has already been paid." As she turned to leave, she heard it, the sound of drums, slow, heavy. Then came the whispers, hundreds of voices, calling her name. Obianuju, Obianuju. Faces rose from the dust, eyes that were not eyes. Shadows that remembered how to speak. She ran like wind through the night. The bag pressed against her chest. The drums grew louder, closer, until the bag began to glow. Voice came from it, calm and deep. "Your kindness has spoken for you, child. Go home." The bag turned into light and vanished. Obianuju fell to her knees, trembling. When she finally reached home, she collapsed at the gate. By dawn, the whole village gathered. The king himself came. When Obianuju told her story, even the palm trees seemed to listen. "Did you send this girl to the spirit market?" the king thundered. "She lies," Nwani Ebiuf screamed. "She went there herself." But the king's priest lifted his staff. "The spirits of Ikmio came to me in a dream. They demand the one who sent her must walk the same path before the next moon." The stepmother's face turned pale. Her daughter clung to her, crying. The king gave his final word. Tonight, you will go and beg forgiveness at the market shrine. They went. They never returned. Some say the spirits took them. Others say the wind swallowed their names. But from that night, the market was silent, as though it had found peace. Obianuju's father fell ill for 7 days. When he woke, the charm had broken. He wept and begged his daughter for forgiveness. And she, gentle as always, forgave him. A week later, Obianuju married Dyke. Their joy lit the village like sunrise. And to this day, their love is still spoken of in Umuk. The elders still warn the young, as the moon rises and the wind grows still. Kindness walks with protection, but greed walks with ghosts. I am Sarah Wright, and this is Moonlight Mysteries.